The Great Medusa Mix-Up, a hero's unexpected transformation. Alexios the Bold had faced down Cyclopes, wrestled with minotaurs, and once arm wrestled Poseidon himself. He lost, but it was close. But as he stood outside Medusa's lair, polishing his bronze shield for the 100th time, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was different. "All right, Alexios," he muttered to himself, flexing his impressively muscled arms. "Standard Medusa protocol. Don't look directly at her. Use the shield as a mirror. Chop off her head. Become legendary hero. Easy as ambrosia pie." What Alexios didn't know was that Medusa had been taking online courses during her centuries of isolation. Gorgon life coaching, reinvent your curse, had been particularly enlightening. Why settle for turning people to stone when you could do something much more interesting? The hero crept through the cave entrance, his sandaled feet echoing dramatically off the stone walls. Skeletal remains lined the path, though notably, these skeletons seemed to be wearing an odd mix of male and female clothing, which should have been his first clue. Well, came a sultry voice from the shadows. "Another hero comes to claim my head." How original. Alexios raised his shield, catching Medusa's reflection in its polished surface. She looked surprisingly normal. Beautiful even if you ignored the snakes for hair. The serpents themselves seemed to be styled in elaborate updo. "Wait," Alexios frowned. "Where are all the stone statues?" "Every hero's guide to monster slaying mentions the garden of stone victims." Medusa laughed, a sound like tinkling bells mixed with hissing. "Oh, those old things? I had them recycled. Terrible for the cave's feng shui. Besides, I've upgraded my curse." Much more fun now. Before Alexios could ask what she meant, Medusa stepped into full view. Instinctively, he looked directly at her and immediately realized his mistake. The world spun like he'd chugged the amphora of wine. His vision blurred, his body felt strange, and when the dizziness subsided, Alexios looked down to discover two very prominent new additions to his chest. "What in Hades' name?" The voice that came out was distinctly higher-pitched and melodious. Alexios, or rather, Alexandria, now grabbed at her throat in shock. "Surprise!" Medusa clapped her hands gleefully. "I call it my gender-flip gaze. Much more entertaining than plain old petrification, don't you think? And look how cute you turned out." Alexandria stared down at her new feminine form in horror. Her once mighty pectorals had been replaced by, well, a considerable bosom that was barely contained by her now ill-fitting bronze chest plate. Her muscular thighs had gained an elegant curve, her waist had narrowed dramatically, and her previously short, practical hair now flowed in gorgeous auburn waves to her shoulders. This is, she stammered, trying to adjust her armor, which was now gaping awkwardly in some places and uncomfortably tight in others. "Fabulous, I know," Medusa preened. "I've been practicing on all the heroes who've come by. You should see Marcus the Mighty. She makes an absolutely stunning brunette now. Goes by Marcy. She's actually started a small pottery business in the next town over." Alexandria attempted to take a fighting stance, but immediately stumbled. Her center of gravity had shifted completely, and her oversized sandals kept slipping off her now smaller feet. "How do women walk in these bodies?" she wailed, windmilling her arms for balance. "Oh, you'll get the hang of it," Medusa said dismissively. "Though you might want to invest in some better undergarments. That chest plate is not doing you any favors." As if to emphasize the point, Alexandria's armor chose that moment to shift, and she had to quickly cross her arms over her chest. "This is ridiculous. Change me back immediately." Medusa tapped her chin thoughtfully, causing her hair snakes to bob in unison. "I suppose I could, but where's the fun in that? Besides, you haven't even tried to fight me yet." "I was looking forward to seeing how you'd adapt your combat style." Alexandria gritted her teeth and hefted her sword, which now felt absurdly heavy. She lunged forward with a battle cry that came out more like a melodic yodel, immediately tripped over her own feet, and went sprawling across the cave floor in a tangle of bronze armor and flowing hair. Medusa burst into laughter. "Oh, this is perfect. You're like a newborn foal." "This isn't funny," Alexandria protested, struggling to get up. Every time she tried to rise, some piece of armor would shift or slide, requiring immediate modesty-preserving adjustments. "I'm supposed to be a legendary hero, and now you can be a legendary heroine. Think of the novelty." Medusa sat down on a conveniently placed rock to better enjoy the show. "Though you might want to consider a career change. Maybe something in temple service." "You've got the voice for it now." Alexandria finally managed to stand, holding her chest plate in place with one hand and her sword with the other. "I demand you reverse this curse." "It's not a curse, it's an upgrade," Medusa protested. "Do you have any idea how much more interesting conversations have become? Before, it was all die, monster, and I'll have your head. Now I get to discuss fashion, relationships, and the challenges of finding properly fitted armor. It's been delightful. I don't want to discuss fashion. Those bronze tones really don't work with your new complexion, though. Have you considered silver? Maybe some nice leather accents?" Alexandria looked around desperately for her shield, which had been lost in her tumble. When she spotted it, she realized she'd have to bend over to pick it up, which presented logistical challenges with her current anatomy and loose-fitting armor. "This is impossible," she muttered, carefully squatting down instead. "How do women accomplish anything?" "Practice, dear," Medusa said sagely. "Also, properly fitted clothing helps tremendously." As Alexandria awkwardly retrieved her shield, she caught sight of her reflection and nearly dropped it again. She was actually quite beautiful, stunning even. Her new features were delicate but strong. Her hair was magnificently lustrous, and her eyes— "Are you checking yourself out?" Medusa asked with amusement. "No," Alexandria snapped, her cheeks flushing pink. "I'm strategizing." "Huh? Well, when you're done strategizing, I have some spare chittens that might fit better." "That armor situation is getting concerning." Alexandria glanced down and realized her chest plate had shifted again during her shield retrieval. With a mortified squeak, she readjusted everything. "You know what?" she said finally. "Maybe we could discuss this reasonably. Hero to monster to monster?" Medusa's snake hair perked up with interest. "I'm listening. What would it take for you to change me back?" Medusa considered. "How about this? Spend one day as a woman. Really try to understand the experience. Learn to walk properly. Have a conversation about something other than heroic deeds. Maybe try on some actual female clothing. If, after 24 hours, you still want to change back, I'll reverse it." Alexandria considered this. It wasn't like she had much choice, given that her current combat effectiveness was approximately 0. "And if I refuse?" Medusa shrugged. "Then you can stumble around my cave in ill-fitting armor until you change your mind." "I have all the time in the world." Alexandria sighed, a sound that came out as an unexpectedly musical exhale. "Fine, one day, but I'm keeping my sword." "Deal." "Oh, this is going to be so much fun." Medusa clapped her hands excitedly. "First things first, let's get you into something that actually fits. I have the perfect outfit." As Medusa led her deeper into the cave, chattering excitedly about color coordination and proper posture, Alexandria couldn't help but wonder if perhaps she should have chosen a different quest entirely. Fighting the Hydra was looking pretty appealing right about now.